my back. I'm going after it.
Mark!
Peter! Peter!
Marvelous, Roy.
Yeah, safe here. No current. You all right?
Feel marvelous.
Come on, up now, Peter, up.
Minute. Want a cup of tea?
Yes, later.
Polly, put the kettle on. Polly,
Peter,
put the
you're
kettle
delirious.
on. Oh, want a cup of tea?
Come on up, Peter, come on up.
All right.
Head. My head.
Lie quietly, Kurt. Take him to the sick bay.
Dr. Boyd,
Yes.
where's Bannerman?
Don't worry about that now, Kurt.
I want to know, Professor. Where is he?
Both Bannerman and Peter got swept away.
What?
Peter got into a down current. Mark went after him.
Accidents happen, Kurt. As usual, your mission was fulfilled. The standby air system is functioning again. Take him to the sick bay. Now, what exactly happened to him?
Spendler?
Of course.
His mask had a defective supply valve. He couldn't breathe properly.
Oh. Well, a few hours rest. He'll be all right.
Oh, yes. He'll be all right.
Dr. Boyd, the important thing is that the gear is saved. What are 2 lives compared to that?
Mark.
No, come on. Keep moving, keep moving.
I can't sleep. I can't sleep with this bad cage on. I'm only a bird in a gilded
Peter,
cage.
you've got nitrogen narcosis.
Bird.
Rapture of the deep. Now, come on, fight it.
Answers gases perfectly safe. Perfectly safe. Try some.
No, Peter, no.
It's spinning round, round, round. Mark! Mark, help me!
Professor Westfield, you've begun to work at last. I'm glad to see it. Are you making satisfactory progress? Please don't let me disturb you. You have everything you need, I trust.
Everything, except my freedom.
You have the run of Agiria. I impose no
I mean my
restrictions
personal
upon
freedom.
you. What?
And I have a family. What are they to do? What's going to happen to them now?
They will be notified that you are alive and well.
But I want to be with them.
I understand how you feel. I sympathize. But I can't grant your request. Besides, you are not the only one with a family. Many of the others who've been here much longer than you have wives and children.
Then let us all go back, then.
To do that would jeopardize my chances of success. The complete conquest of the sea. My life has always been dedicated to oceanography. And Agiria is a scientist's dream come true. An invaluable contribution to knowledge.
But why must we work like this, cut off from our families, from the rest of the world?
I have no alternative.
Oh, nonsense. If this were all done openly, every one of us would consider it a very great honor to work with you. But as your prisoner...
Westfield, you are a brilliant man, but you are also naive. The world is in conflict. 2 great nations are trying to solve the myriad problems of outer space. But do they work together? Do they share their discoveries? No, of course not. And why? Because each wants a political advantage over the other.
Yes, but what has that to do with us here?
When my work is complete, the findings will be made public. not to one nation or another, but to them all. I'm an idealist. Although my means may seem a little harsh, the end is purely altruistic. We both make sacrifices now for the benefit of all humanity.
I wish I could believe you.
Is that true? My work is almost done. Your transmitter with its worldwide range is all that I need.
When I've finished, we'll be free to go.
Why not?
Very well. I'll do it.
Good.
Mark! You're all right.
Yes, I'm fine. But it's Peter. He got nitrogen narcosis. Passed out
How quickly did you come up?
very slowly.
Ah, good. Then I shan't need to put him in the decompression chamber. Take his mask off. I'll give him an oxygen rinse.
Is he going to be all right?
Watch.
Hello, Peter.
I like it here.
You sang your way in.
What?
Yes, you were whooping it up. Well, come on. That's it. How do you feel?
Fine. Nothing the matter as far as I can tell.
Nitrogen narcosis has no after effects, Peter.
You're either dead or alive.
That's it, exactly.
Thanks, Mark. I'll do the same for you someday.
I'd rather you didn't have to, thanks.
How about that gas ad? I thought you said it was perfectly safe.
So it is until you reach about 700 feet.
Why didn't you get nitrogen narcosis?
Well, it affects each person's system differently. Some people can take more nitrogen than others. I suppose I must be one of them.
Yes, but at 700 feet, I would have thought the water pressure would have crushed us to death.
Water pressure can do you no harm, Peter, as long as the air or gas that you're breathing is at the same pressure as the surrounding water.
That's a fundamental law of physics, chum. Two equal and opposite forces.
I know. Cancel each other out.
I think you'd better go back to your room and have a rest. You feel all right?
Look, hadn't we better check in somewhere, let them know we're still alive?
Oh, I'll do that later, don't you worry.
Oh, by the way, how's Svendler?
He's all right, thanks to you.
How much longer before the main air supply's working again?
The workshop have almost finished the new bearing, so we should start reassembling tonight, have it operating sometime tomorrow.
Good. What caused the bearing failure?
This. It's sand. I can't understand it. Somebody must have put it in the lubrication pot. Oh, it's all on the report there.
Who's seen this?
Well, I haven't shown it to anybody, not yet.
Keep it quiet. I don't want it spread around there's been a sabotage attempt. Bad for morale.
But what about the person who did it?
There won't be any trouble with him.
Oh, you mean he's been taken care of already?
Yes. He's been taken care of.
According to Dr. Boyd, you are both most fortunate to be alive.
Well, yes, I suppose we are.
And I gather that you were instrumental in saving Svendler's life. For that I thank you.
Anyone would have done the same.
Yes, of course. I remember Svendler saying that you were a good radio mechanic.
Oh, thank you very much. Yes, I do know something about it.
Oh, good. Well, I'm transferring you to the radio department to work with Professor Westfield. His project is very important to me. I'd like you to help him in every way you can.
You mean Westfield's cooperating with you?
Of course.
Excuse me, Professor.
Captain Svendler's at the doors.
Oh, good.
Well, this should be interesting.
Bannerman. I thought you were dead.
Well, now, isn't that a pleasant surprise?
You are mistaken, Kurt.
Yes, I was.
Professor Westfield has decided to cooperate with us.
Oh, that's good news, Professor.
And the boy there is to assist him from now on.
Yes, sir.
I'm hoping for an early success with the radio transmitter. You see, I found a spur for Westfield's efforts. So, I think you better bring the luggage up from the cellar.
The luggage? Already?
Some of the pieces have long journeys ahead of them. I would not want any unnecessary delays.
Very well, I'll fetch it.
And take Benjamin with you. The cellar must be written about. It's a very important part of Ageria. Ultimately, perhaps the most important. It'll also give you an opportunity to prepare a description of the Bathyscaphe.
Bathyscaphe? What's that?
Well, it's a sort of midget submarine, Peter, and it's designed to go to very great depth.
Yes, ours is not used for general exploration. It's a special design moving up and down a rod which connects Ageria with the cellar.
And you make journeys in it to the cellar?
Yes, that's right.
How far down is this cellar?
35,542 feet.
And what's this luggage that you want brought up to Ageria?
That is Captain Svendler's responsibility. Your job is to prepare articles for publication. Have you the report of the cause of the bearing failure?
In rough draft only, I'm afraid. I still had to finish it.
But you do know what happened.
Yes. The failure was caused by a flaw in the metal.
Lord.
Yes, it was metal fatigue. It broke down.
Well, that's very serious.
I've had all the other bearings on the shaft checked, Professor. It won't happen again.
I trust not. That's very serious. All right, gentlemen, thank you, that's all.
Don't misinterpret what had just happened. You saved my life on the Gio. I have just saved yours. So my debt of honor is fully discharged.
Fair enough.
But let me warn you. If you try to sabotage Ageria again...
Yes, we shall know what to expect, shan't we?
Good. Meet me here at 3, Bannerman.
Oh, come on, Peter, I'm hungry. Let's find something to eat. Lobster, please. Thanks. You? Oh, hello. May we join you?
Yes, of course, please do. What did Professor Zebrecken have to say?
Oh, not much.
Well, he did thank us for saving Svendler's life.
You sound as though you were surprised.
Yes, I was.
Also, I've been told to work for Professor Westfield from now on.
In the radio department?
Well, yes, that's what I'm really interested in, especially Professor Westfield's transmitter.
Oh, I shall miss you.
Well, I'll come over and help you with the weeding from time
Please
to
do.
time. Excuse me, what is that you're eating?
Squid. It's very nice. Would you like to try some?
Thank you. I'll stick to my whale steak.
You had whale steak yesterday, too.
Oh, I like steak. It's very tasty. Anyway, you had lobster yesterday. You know, I still can't get over the idea of eating seaweed.
It's very good for you.
I know, well, so is spinach, and I don't like that either.
By the way, Mark, how are the articles coming along?
Oh, I was on Ageria, the Zebrecken. Oh, fine, thanks. Matter of fact, this afternoon, I'm going down in the Bathyscaphe with Svendler.
Down to the blockhouse? Should be interesting.
Yes. You ever been down there, Anne?
No.
Then you don't know what it is that Zebrecken calls the luggage.
Luggage?
Zebrecken told Spender to bring it up.
No, I've never heard of it.
Well, whatever it is, Svendler's not too happy about fetching it.
Oh, I noticed that. As if he was afraid.
Yes. That isn't like him, is it? Anne, are you sure you don't know what it is?
I've already told you, no. And what's more, it's none of my business. Or yours.
But I'm curious. I'm curious about everything in Ageria.
I thought you'd have learnt your lesson by now. Leave well alone. It has nothing to do with you. But excuse me, I must get back to my work. Don't move.
Well, you've upset her.
Yes.
Well, you did it deliberately, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. How's the whale steak?
Oh, fine, thanks. Answer my question. Why did you deliberately upset her? I like her.
Yes, so do I. That's one reason why I needle her.
I don't understand.
Well, Anne turned her back on everything except work. She's deliberately refusing to believe what her intelligence tells her, that there's something very sinister about Igeria.
You're forcing her to face facts.
Well, yes, I'm trying to.
What, do you think she will?
I hope so. I wonder how Zebrecken wins them over.
Mark, are we going to have another go at sabotaging the Igeria?
No, Peter. You take a look at the other side of the coin. Don't forget the theft of the Siana. The Navy must still be searching for her, both on the surface and below.
What, do you think they'll find this place?
Well, we could help them to. So, instead of our trying to reach the outside world, let's concentrate on helping the outside world to reach us.
Come in.
Hello, Professor Westfield.
Hello. What can I do for you, young man?
Well, what can I do for you, sir? I'm your new assistant.
Oh, yes, Professor Zebrecken would send some, huh? Wait a minute, I know you. We've met before, haven't we?
Well, yes, sir, at the party just before you were...
Brought here? Oh, yes. I remember. Blake. Peter Blake, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
We talked about this equipment of mine.
Well, I've operated it since then, sir.
You've done what?
Operated it aboard the Siana. Mark was with me. Do you remember him?
Your journalist friend. Bannerman. Is he here, too?
Well, yes, sir. You see, we were invited aboard the Siana for the tests on the transmitter. Spengler pirated the submarine, and later I hid and let everyone know where the set was. But unfortunately, Spengler discovered it was switched on.
Very brave of you to take such a risk.
I'm only sorry I failed.
I'm sure. You're here. You must... You're part of a great adventure.
I'm a prisoner, sir. As you are, as we all are.
Now, listen to me, Peter. Once this equipment of mine has a worldwide range, Professor Zebrecken will stop all his experiments, and we can go home. So the sooner we solve this problem, the better, eh?
Yes, sir. Well, I'll do anything to help get us all out of here.
Good. Now, you remember the signals depend on sound waves?
Well, yes, sir. Water doesn't absorb them in the same way as it does.
Right. So if we strengthen them, we'll increase the range.
Oh, but surely it'd need an awful lot of boosting to make it...
Not as you may think. The sound of quite a small underwater explosion can be heard thousands of miles away. Now, if we step up the flow to the coil, then the solenoid impulse will be stronger. But how much additional current will the coil take?
Thousands of miles away.
Without burning up?
Even a small explosion.
Are you ready to go?
Yeah? How do we get into this bat escape?
Through the professor's office.
Come here. Gentlemen, if you'll enter the bat escape, I'll radio contact with you. It will for you, Mr. Bannerman. A journey to the abyssal depths.
Up to you.
Bat escape been inspected today?
This morning, sir, everything is satisfactory.
Tests were run on the emergency batteries?
Yes, sir.
All seals subjected to pressure tests?
Yes, sir. I have the engineer officer's report if you'd like to see it.
I would. One can't be too careful with this kind of expedition. Take up your position at Bat Escape's main control. They'll be ready to leave soon.
You can sit here.
Thank you.
Bat escape to Igeria. Testing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. How do you read me? Over. I read you strength 5. Over. Loud and clear also. Starting motor.
How does this thing operate?
There's a shaft from Igeria which goes right out to the cellar. It runs to that casing there. The bat escape crawls down it on special tracked wheels. Bat escape to Igeria. All gauges tested. Ready to go. All clear for descent. Release. Engaging clutch. Rate of descent 1,000 feet a minute. There she goes, sir.
Good. Good luck, Kurt.
Thank you, Professor. A-OK.
What does that mean?
D2 means 2,000 feet. A-OK means everything's functioning satisfactorily. It's American space terminology.
I see. And if they use it going up, you use it going down.
That's right. Have a look through that porthole. You might see some interesting fish.
What, at this depth?
Some say there are more fish here than at any other depth.
Oh, what kind of fish?
Everything. From shrimps to 6-foot monsters that look like barracudas. And are probably just as vicious. Let me know if you see anything.
Everything seems to be going smoothly.
Yes, Professor.
Continuing A-OK.
I'm going to the radio workshop. If you need me, I'll be there.
We'll be back before they reach the blockhouse, sir.
Yes.
Continuing A-OK. 11-9, 11-950, 12,000 feet.
What's this thing made of? Cold steel?
6.5 inches thick.
Well, that's a lot of metal.
There's a lot of weight on it.
How much?
At 12,000 feet, about a couple of tons to the square inch. It'll be 5 tons at the bottom.
I want practical results.
That takes time, Professor.
You have 3 days and no more.
I can't guarantee anything.
I need a transmitter.
He's a bit impatient.
Yes. It's understandable when one's worked as long and as hard as he has, and then suddenly one day the end is in sight. One's bound to be impatient.
Suppose so.
You suppose so? You know that 70% of the Earth's surface is covered with water, and he's conquered it. If you'd done that, wouldn't you be impatient to tell the world about it?
Well, is that what he plans to do?
Yes.
Well, why is it such a big, dark secret?
Peter, knowledge is power. That's why countries pour so much money and effort into research. They want to strengthen their position in the world.
Like the space race?
Exactly. If only one nation had knowledge of outer space, it might use it to dominate the rest of us. So the professor's determined that the discoveries he's made here are not going to be exploited by one nation only. When the work's finished, he'll tell the world about it, but not before.
And no one will have political advantage?
That's right.
Yes, but supposing he doesn't tell anyone about his work, about Egeria and where it is, who would have all the power then?
He would, of course. Oh, no, Peter. No, you're wrong. I'm sure Zebrekan is a man of peace.
I'm not so sure.
Deep 34.
Deep 34.
We're almost there, Bannerman. Only another 1,500 feet, that's all.
Well, this cellar, as you call it, it's on the very bottom, is it?
Yes. Stand by to interlock.
Standing by to interlock.
What's that, the air circulator?
Yes. I hate coming to this place. It stinks. We're clear in a moment.
Well, what are these? This is what Zebrekan calls the luggage?
Yes?
Well, what are they?
Just help me get them back to Egeria.
I said, what are they?
There's a lot to be done. We haven't much time. We've got to start at once.
Now, look, I asked you a question. I'm not moving from here until I know what they are.
You're told. Now get on with it.
Are you going to make me? There's just the two of us here, Spender. We're a long way from Egeria.
Very well, Bannerman. Have it your own way. They're warheads for nuclear missiles.